Aloha, I'm Susan Nudowitz with Let'sFeelExcellent.com. Welcome to the site or the YouTube channel, wherever you happen to be right now. And I know that all of you are here. Well, all of you are not here for the same reasons, let's put it that way. Some of you are here because you had some back pain today, and so you came to the site to find out how I could help you with that. Some of you had pain in another joint or several joints. Some of you just feel stiff and have have a limited range of motion. And some of you are not here for that kind of thing at all. Some of you are depressed or have another label that falls into the medical terms like MS or some kind of thing like that, fibromyalgia, and you'd like to understand how you can feel excellent even though you've been labeled with this condition. Some of you just want to lose some weight. You want to lose 30 pounds or upwards over 100 pounds, or some of you want better skin. And some of you may say, well, all of that sounds good to me. But whatever the case is, we can solve it the same way. And I want to share with you the simplified way of raising the quality of your life and having a life that truly feels excellent, at least predominantly most of the time, with only brief times that don't feel excellent. I'm not talking about a life that feels excellent some of the time, like when you're with your grandkids, or when you achieve a promotion in your career, or when you're on that running high, or whatever it is for you. I want you to feel excellent whenever and with whatever happens in your life. That's the way to do it. So how can I explain this to you? Well, I have a star here. I drew a star, and the star has 5 pinnacles coming off of it, and these points are illustrated at different sizes here, but they're actually equal in size in actuality. So what we have is this core. The center is like our North Star. That is what we want to achieve. Those are the things that are happening in our life that are not excellent. So these are the things that we want to achieve. So we have some contrast in our life, and via that contrast, we want something else. So in the pentagram, in the core, we want to put what we want. So all of these things that we'd rather not experience in our life, we put those there. Or you can do the opposite end of the stick and just put down what is it you want. So an example of that could be you could put down fibromyalgia as something you don't want, or you could phrase that in I want my days to be pain-free. So either one, you just put that in the pentagram here. And then the 5 points, I'm not going to elaborate on the 5 points because of a couple of reasons. And one is that I feel in agreement with the requests that I've been getting to keep these videos shorter. It's easier for you to understand. It's easier for me to keep my state and explain things without getting into tangents, because I can do that. I'll do separate videos. Believe me, there'll be plenty on each of these points, and you can always call me and talk to me about the different ones when you have questions. You can email me as well. So the first one I'm going to talk about, and you'll hear in different videos I'll say, point number one, or I'll say thing number one, or the second one is, that doesn't mean that first one is more important than the second one. They're all equally important. And the reason I'm making that point is because we tend to like to put our focus, our attention into one of these areas more than another. And some of us do this prolifically. Like the first one I'm talking about is mastering emotional state. And some of you are already masters of this. Some of you are just genuinely happy and content with your life, just content as human beings without being fake about it. And some of you are a little fake about it. And some of you use medication to achieve that. So this is about naturally, organically, just being okay with whatever happens. And that is emotional state. And also you want to be in the emotional state that is most functional for you in the moment that you need it. So in some states you may want to have more energy. Like right now it's evening time and I don't want to have low energy talking to you, because if I had low energy, then you wouldn't think that I was mastering my emotional state at all, and you wouldn't be able to understand me. So I said I wasn't going to go into these, but that would be mastering emotional state. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is diet/cleanse. Now the reason I say it like that is because when I'm talking about diet, I'm not talking about numbers of any kind. I'm not talking about numbers and certain foods and excluding certain foods. I'm talking about what it is that you're deciding to put in your mouth and for what reason. What are you deciding to put in your body? What are you deciding to fuel your cells with in your body? And for what reason? And the reason I developed it this way is because people started asking me, when people started coming to me for body work, specific kinds of body work, they started asking me, what should I eat? And I had no nutritional or food chemistry kind of training at all. But people were asking me this question a lot, what should I eat? And I came up with this answer that I really feel is true today. And I said, if it's not cleansing, it's clogging. That's basically in a nutshell. And I don't want you to be afraid of those words, cleansing and clogging. Because a food is cleansing doesn't mean that you need to feel it cleansing. And when the body is, when the cells are pretty harmonious and they're not having a lot of stuff to kick out of them, they're not having a lot of waste to have the body deal with, then you don't really feel the cleansing going on. It's just a part of your automatic cleaning cycle that's happening. So sort of like automatic updates on your computer. You just really don't notice that those are happening, maybe every once in a while. So that is the diet/cleanse point. And then the next point is another big one, and that's your movement. The movement of your tissues is more to the point. And so with the movement, that is how those cells are relating to one another, because we're a big community of cells, trillions of cells in a bag, in several bags, inside several bags. So we want those tissues to relate to each other, and we want those tissues to slide and glide on each other with our movements. We don't want the tissues to become gluey and sticky and hardened and dehydrated and stuck together. in a bunch of misalignments in the body. We don't want those tissues to be predominantly inflamed. We want them to be hydrated and nice and lubricated and happy and be able to carry out those movements. So when I work with people hands-on with the body work, what I'm doing with their tissues is I'm getting the organ of support, the fascia, the wrappings around the muscle, around the bones, that connective tissue that we're actually made up of. I'm getting that tissue hydrated, and I'm getting that tissue able to withstand gravity. So wherever the gravitational forces are coming from, that body, that organism is able to withstand that gravity. So I can do that with body work, but I also can do it with movement therapy. And that's why I developed leverage movement therapy, because I want you to be able, when you're not with me, I want you to be able to get the leverage on the misaligned tissues or on the dehydrated tissues that need the juice back into them. I want you to be able to get that leverage and be able to yourself be able to rehydrate that tissue. Is the hands-on body work, like the structural integration, the lymphatic drainage, the craniosacral that I do, is that still valuable? Yeah, because you're not going to have enough time or be able to get into every nook and cranny like we can just laser in with that body work. We can do that. So movement of the tissues is the next big pinnacle of our star. So the next one is rest/time management. And the reason I say that way is because rest is really important. It's very important as like a big reset button for your body and your mind. Like half the night you're working on your mind and half the night you're working on your physical apparatus. So rest, you can get a lot of mileage out of rest. But the thing is, I notice people that really want to raise the quality of their life and grow with their life don't get enough rest. And so that gets into time management, or how do we get that rest? So the last one, the last pinnacle here, is balancing hormones. Now, hormones should already be made and balanced within the body. But due to different things that are popular in our lifestyle and different aspects about life, that really doesn't happen. So I want to let people know and let people be aware of some common things that don't really get fulfilled in the body, and how you can really balance the hormones in the body. More than that, you can actually have a whole pharmacy within your body, just happening within your body, so that medications really aren't necessary anymore. Now, that said, when you need a medication, you need a medication. And sometimes you just need that time to figure out what it is that you're going through. But so you don't want to hesitate to take the medication. And some of you are on medications that you can only come off of if you titrate off of them. So you don't really want to mess with that kind of chemistry in that way. And I don't ever want people to misunderstand me and do radical things like just throw out all their pills that they're on. I just want to open the door to go, okay, well, maybe it's not so necessary to have all those medications. maybe we can titrate in time off of those things wisely, intelligently. Okay, so that's the 5 pinnacles to the star. That's the star analogy in a nutshell. And I hope that helps. Email me if you have any specific questions about that. Let me know how I can help you with the 5 points of the star, and I will do that. I'm Susan Nudowitz. I thank you for joining me, and I wish you an excellent, excellent day. Aloha.